Hello everybody, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Those of you who don't know, my name is Gabriel Paulos. I am a barber at trade. I am studios director here at Jack Henry, located in Costa Mesa, California, where I help essentially in collaboration with the team, help with personal growth for the barbers, hairstylists, and also growth for our studio's location, being an e-commerce brand, now coming into a physical space, and just kind of developing and tweaking how that works in the grand scheme of things. So I've been on this content journey, and I've been learning a lot of interesting facts about myself, about branding, about personal growth, things that I didn't even know that I needed myself. Through that journey, we've developed content schedules, type of content that I'll actually be putting out and developing. And through that, I can't escape YouTube. I love YouTube. I love long form. As you could probably tell, I like to talk a lot, and short form just doesn't really give me that opportunity. So this is my outlet to be able to create content that I really enjoy creating, that I really love creating. I've done this a few times. Most of you who are still following the journey probably already know that. I've picked it up, put it down. I'm sure we all have that experience in one thing or another, whether it's life, content, professional career, whatever that may be. And I end up circling back. So here I am, and I just thought it'd be very appropriate to kind of kick off with a Q&A. So I've reached out to the community, gathered some questions that I think are valid, some that will kind of give an explanation on, I guess, life, and just kind of picking back up where I left off, like I said earlier. So don't mind me, and I'm going to grab my laptop and kind of go over these questions, all things business, life, fashion, health, wellness. If you're into that kind of stuff, then this is definitely the place for you. So let's dive into some of these questions. So as far as business and career goes, one of the questions that I'm asked is, how am I dealing with the transition, moving 6 hours away from all of my family, friends, clients? I have my fiance Alicia, my daughters, and we're all in a new space, new schools, new work. I do have some familiarity with the area because I've been coming back and forth here for the past 4 years now. So for me, the transition has been a little easier, being that I'm used to my workflow and used to being in this workspace. But definitely as a whole, and for my family, that has not been the easiest. We definitely ran into some obstacles. We ended up having to move to 2 different units within a week's time, and that was not fun at all. Caused a lot of stress and headache, an already stressful situation. So that in itself was very tough. Obviously, the little one going back to school, we were all nervous. She's gonna make new friends. Kid's gonna be nice to her. Just everything that goes into that. That has been great. First day, I think she made 3 new friends. So that's been amazing. We have had family visit, so that kind of helps with the transition as well, of just bringing that familiarity from being home. Although that can still be a lot of work because we're running around. We want to take them to all the places that we've been going to, the places that we love. So that can be a little challenging in itself while still trying to get situated. But we love having our family here. Definitely helps out with that transition. I would say the toughest part is trying to find a routine while still trying to get familiar with the area. Everything just kind of takes a little longer. We're trying to find where the grocery store's at. A lot of times when you're familiar with the area that you're in, you're gonna knock out 2 to 3 stores that you know are kind of right next to each other, to where here we're trying to figure out where those stores are. So right now we're kind of driving further apart to run these errands, which takes a little longer. But over time, we'll get familiar with what's what and what is where, and I think that process will become a little smoother. My role at Jack Henry Studios has definitely evolved from opening the space 4 years ago. And my day-to-day also now looks a lot different, especially being newer to the area, also building up a client list as well. But when we opened 4 years ago, it was wild. There's construction going on. I'm still cutting hair while that construction is going on. I'm checking out customers, creating the systems, creating the services. At first, it was just me. It was a one-man show. We did have Kyle, the owner, who would help out as far as bring out guests. But there was still Jack Henry, the brand, the e-commerce side still going on. So he had to tend to that also. So it was a lot of work, to say the least, in the beginning. And to see how far we've come today. We have a team of 8 or 9 barbers and hairstylists, all super talented, all stars in their own way. So now it's more or less me just trying to help guide them through this business and in correlation with the brand, and how does the brand and us as barbers and hairstylists run and grow as parallel. So currently it's just been figuring out what that looks like and really just getting a filler of the business and what's been going on and how everything's been flowing and how can I be of service to the people who are currently working. I consider myself a resource for them, and to then figure out how to keep meshing the two and how both keep growing in parallel. So a typical day in the family life right now is, as you know, I'm at work most of the day, 5 days a week. So when I go home, even though it is somewhat hectic and we're trying to get ready for bed and kids ready for dinner and homework, I try my best to give my kids and my family my full attention. It doesn't always happen, but I know that's something that I'm continuing to work on, and I know that I need to work on. And as far as the weekends go, again, I just try to give my family the most attention possible. I try to get all my content done during the week. Obviously, I'm working here during the week, so that takes care of that. But on the weekend, I just as present as I can to my family, my kids, my fiance. And that's something that I'm really working on, and I think I'm getting better at that as well. I think being a dad and having a little one newly, because we essentially started all over again, has definitely been challenging. But at the same time, it definitely forces me to kind of step up what I'm doing, while also keeping things in perspective to what's important. So I would definitely say working and wanting to grow in that space, but also keeping top of mind how important my family is, and how I need to prioritize that. So it's really helping me maximize my time while I'm working during the week. That way, during the evening or on the weekends, I can be fully engaged with them. So my philosophy on health and wellness, it's pretty simple. I'm probably like an 80-20. Usually my diet's pretty on point. I do like to have my craft beers, so that's definitely my vice. But I would say my diet stays pretty on point. I think if you control your diet and keep that fairly clean, and just being active, even if it's 20 or 30 minutes of doing some type of activity, get out, go for a run, push-ups, pull-ups, go to the gym, nice little warm-up, get in some supersets, and just really maximize the time that you're in there. Focus on range of motion, being functional. I like to just stay mobile. Again, that's for the sake of my kids and longevity. So just keep moving. You don't have to do that for a long period of time, but you just have to do that consistently, and you'll be all right. How do I find time to work out while still maintaining business and having the kids? Again, even if it's 20, 30 minutes, just getting out there and getting moving or going for a run, I found has been the easiest way. Just make sure you stretch before you do that. I've also found ways when I go charge my vehicle, a lot of times I have 30 minutes. I'll keep my gym clothes with me, I'll again go for a run. You get a nice 20-30 minute run in while your vehicle is charging, if you have one. And that's a good way to maximize time that I have available to me. And I just think it's being dedicated and just the willingness to do it. And if you are, you could definitely find time and make time to get those things done. If money wasn't an object, what would I be doing now? Honestly, I would be doing this, as cliche as it sounds. It gives me the perfect blend of cutting hair and being behind the chair, but not having to do 15-20 haircuts a day. And then I also get to use a skill set of leadership and helping develop a team, and being a team player and helping people grow around me while also growing myself. So I don't see myself doing anything else. Of course, we all have big dreams where we can maybe be at home and just earning income, which I know is possible, but as for me and my skill set, I think I'm right where I need to be. So I think what motivates me the most is what we answered a few questions ago. It's my family. To be able to push through things and try to create opportunities for myself that I know long term will benefit my family, I think is huge. And even though a lot of times people can't see that big picture, or even your family as well, they may not be able to see that big picture also, but it's very important to communicate, at least within your four walls. Not everybody needs to know what you're doing and why you're doing it, and not everyone deserves an explanation of it. Those who want to know can ask, and I will tell them. But as far as my four walls, that's where I try to communicate the most of the big picture, and getting feedback again from my own family, even if it is my kids and my fiance, of course, and just doing everything for them. And that's what keeps pushing me to do more. I tell everyone I am trying to buy time, so if I can position myself where I'm not busting my butt every day physically, and I can devote a little more time to my family, that's where I'm trying to be ideally. So I am staying to path, and even though some things come up, some obstacles come up, you just adapt and you keep it moving. So that is it for the questions I had today. Hope you guys enjoyed this piece of content. I know I did. I get to kind of ramble on a little bit, which is nice. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to keep posting every other week. So be on the lookout for that. So stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, all the things, share with a friend. I hope this brought you some value, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.